This is Morgan. She's got a little bitty hand, but I'm going to show you how to do how I do a boxing hand wrap. Got gauze, tape, and I actually have just regular square gauze that I got from CVS, so I'll use these, and then scissors. So here's how I do it. With MMA or regular boxing, what I'll do is I'll start going away from the thumb. Away from the thumb. So I'll go here a few times, and I'll come across, like, show me this. Now what I'll do is I'll come beneath the knuckles, so all the knuckles are kind of hidden there. I'll wrap that about 3 times, whatever. Then I'll start, here comes the crisscross, the X factor, if you will. You can wrap the thumb if you want. For this, I'm not going to, just so I can show you. Now what I'll do, you can use 1, 2, 3 of these, it doesn't matter. I'll put this over the knuckles, wrap the gauze, and then what I'll do is I'll fold it back over the knuckles. Notice how much of the knuckles it's covering. So what's going to happen when this is done, she makes a fist, this entire part of her knuckle will be covered. So I'll wrap here. What I'll do is I'm sure to go beyond the knuckle, and I'll tuck that in later on. Then we'll just go with the X factor again. So crisscrossing over the back of the hand. You can keep this on and on. If you want, you can go around the thumb, which brings you right back to the X. A couple times, thumb, back to the X. Depending on how big the hand is how much gauze you would use. I'm not going to use it all because Morgan's got a small hand, and because we're not actually taping it for a fight. Then, use the tape. What I'll do, first of all, is just tape that closed, right where it's supposed to be. Alright, flip over. Now we have to bring all this together. Some people will use tape. I'll use gauze again. I'll use gauze to bring this together. So, I'll take a strip, 1 strip, 2 strips, 3 strips, and what I'll do, instead of using tape, I'll actually use gauze to bring this together. I'll tie that tight, and then just slip it between the fingers. Do it again. Here, between the pinky and the ring finger. Tie a knot between the fingers. And the last one, between the middle and the pointer finger. Tie a knot, put it between the fingers. Cut off all the excess. Again, most people use tape. I use gauze. This is this is a legal wrap. The commission says it's okay. Now, what I'm doing is I'm using this to keep this gauze in place. So, I'll have 1. All I'll do is I'll take this, put it there. 2, put it there. 3, put it there. Cut off all the excess here. Then we'll start the actual tape job. So what I'll do, I'll hold pressure here, so I'm not cutting off the circulation. Go 2 or 3 times here, come up the hand. Now start my X factor. Now here's what I'll do. Now, flip over, Morgan. I'll come over this bar, flip, and across the knuckles, but I'm not covering. I have a little bit of gauze left. I'll come a couple times. Then I'll start back with that X factor, you see. So here we are with the X, back of the hand. X, back of the hand. Always coming back to that X. And come back around if I want to. Again, staying below the actual gauze. Right here, if I want, I can come around the thumb. Roll away. Come around the thumb. Back to my X factor. Around the thumb. Try to make this smooth. Around the thumb. Back to the X factor. I would usually use a whole roll of tape, but again, Morgan's little, and for this, I'm not going to flip over. So we have a bar for hanging on to, totally legal. What I'll do is I'll cut out the middle for a couple reasons. One, if she for MMA, now she can grab really tight grab. Boom. If it's boxing, it makes her hand a little bit more mobile, a little more flexible. Have little relief cuts. Flip. So now what we've done is make a fist, Morgan. So now the gauze actually comes down below the knuckles. So when she's punching, she's got padding. You can use 2 or 3. Continue with the gauze and go back and forth with the X factor. That's how I wrap a hand.